We have a saying around here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no brains, no headache.
Well, hello, boys.
What's up? What's up?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
It's okay if you do.
Heyo, welcome to episode 200 of No Brains, No Headache podcast. Happy to be here. Damn glad to do it. Name's Jordan. Across from me, co-host, longtime friend, confidant, a fellow comedian. His name is Matt Cleary. He's wearing the applesauce shirt. You're looking good. You're looking great. And how fitting for episode 200. We bring in one of our favorite guests, one of our favorite people to have. We have the one and only Joe Berger here as well. So kudos to 200.
Yeah.
Company class for 200.
Yeah. And nothing against our other guests. Joe, you're my favorite. All of our other guests.
Thank you.
Sucked.
No, you've had some good ones.
Yeah. It's been
You've had
fun.
some good ones.
Yeah, we've had 200 to figure it out and still have no idea what we're doing. That's the beauty of the life we live over here. Is, back in the studio, Joe.
Are we going to run through, like we talked about before the episode start, and go through the stats for every single episode?
Oh, yeah, okay, here's a
line.
recap of all 200 episodes. I'll bookmark this in the comments below so you can go jump to your favorite episode. Episode 1, we're in an airplane hangar. It sounds like
Screaming into it like at a mic that's 5 feet away.
It feels good to be here, though. I'm glad that you guys asked me to be
Joe,
on your 200th
I've missed
episode.
you. It's been a
Honestly,
while.
Same. Yeah, it's been a long freaking time. A lot's happened.
A lot has happened. I feel like since you last came on, Raynes is still strong as ever.
Mm-hmm.
You guys arguably, I don't know a lot about the backstory of the band, but it seems like the last month probably is one of the bigger in band's history.
Probably the biggest last month of our life, honestly.
2 massive shows down in Arizona.
Yeah, those were wild, dude. Big theaters, full of people.
who are the Yahoos who you're playing with? The Yacht Club or whatever?
Yachtly Crew. So Yachtly Crew is the Titans of soft rock or something like that. They're a group of, there's like 7 guys, all good musicians, good singers, and they play 70s and 80s yacht rock music, and their whole thing is they have sailor caps.
Yeah.
So the entire crowd, I bet 75% of the people in there, that's a stretch, 60. They all
Immediately backtracks on the number.
They all had like sailor caps on, but it was super, super good. We did the Rialto Theater in Tucson, saw DJ Do, linked up with Do. We had a really good time. So shout out to you, Do. And then the next day we went to Tempe at the Marquee Theater, which was just as good, if not a little better. Both crowds were great crowds.
What kind of
both night.
numbers are we talking with the crowds?
Oh, like 1,000 and then 1,300.
That's insane.
It was pretty awesome. It was wild. We got to play all our originals. We played, a bunch of songs. Like, we've sort of went through this transition over the last year. Like last year we played a bunch of cover shows, right? So we played 70 shows. A lot of them were cover shows. You're playing 3.5 hours each time. We traveled all over the place, but it wasn't making the boat move faster for Raynes, the original act.
It's definitely going to kind of constrict you if you're playing other things. Yeah.
Yes, but it's a good way to cut your teeth and get your chops playing live, getting in front of crowds from all over the place.
Did you say that's pork chops, or what are we talking
Little
there?
pork chop.
Okay.
Little pork chop for
Little
old
barbecue.
Uncle Matt.
Barbecue. Okay, I put on a couple LBs in the past 3
That's
years.
been eating too much applesauce
Me too.
lately.
Come on.
Yeah. I put too much cinnamon on it, and the sugar just goes right here. I need to go to organic applesauce.
Yeah.
Organic, yeah.
Freshly squeezed.
That's
we-
not how applesauce works.
Later on, we need to talk about cage-free versus caged chicken. Let's talk about that later. But now
I do have some animal talk.
Okay,
later.
great. I love livestock.
Yeah. it does involve
Livestock talk, dude.
Yeah. But so okay, you're playing 1,300, and from what I saw,
Maybe even more. It might have been like 14.
the amount of crowd interaction you had with your original songs
Yeah.
was so cool to see.
they were singing like "Come My Way" like super loud. Like we've never been on a stage like indoors that big playing for that many people, the three of us. And like going back to the transition period, like now we have a booking agent, we have a really good manager. The boat is moving faster and it's moving forward. And
Are you making boat references because of Yachtly Cruise?
Yachtly Cruise just
honestly,
in your subconscious.
That is a coincidence because from for years now we always like try to make decisions based around like we ask ourselves, is this going to make the boat move faster?
I call it a vessel, but boat works too.
Vessel's really good.
Yeah.
But boat is easier to understand. A vessel is whoops. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff to vessels.
Open for interpretation. That's the way I like it. It's the no brains, no headache way, and that's how we, have it. It was such a no-brainer to have you here in studio.
Well,
so
thanks, you guys.
I mean, so you've been all around the country in the last 3 years.
We did 2 dates in Nashville this last spring run. We did 2 dates in Nashville, played at Backstage Nashville, which is a great venue. You get like a built-in crowd. Every single day they do 2 shows. They have a matinee, which is like really popular for a matinee. It starts at 12:30, and then they do one in the evening. Then later on that night, we played at the Vinyl Lounge. It was a fundraiser for EB, which is epidermolysis bullosa, really rare disease.
Stick it to the monio.
It's like, everyone that has the disease is here. There's like 6 people.
No, it's super rare. Not to get too deep in the weeds there, but like the kids who get it, they call them butterfly children because their skin is as brittle as a butterfly's wings. So it's a very horrible disease.
Oh, not because they're going to fly away to heaven pretty soon, or...
Oh my God.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
It's a comedy podcast.
It is a comedy podcast.
We're having fun, okay?
Ooh, did I ever tell you my Eric Clapton joke?
No.
Okay, so you know the song Tears in Heaven?
Yes.
Was written about how his son fell off of a 60-story balcony.
Did he survive?
And so it goes something like, he wrote this song about his son crawled out on a 60-story balcony and fell to his death. I'm like, I don't think the song's about that. I think the song's about being a bad parent.
Or Gravity Don't Play Fair.
And it doesn't get laughs almost ever, but it gets a lot of, oh my God.
Sometimes that's funner to get than a laugh, I suppose. I'm not a comedian, but...
You guys got to excuse me. I haven't had a whole lot of social interaction lately. So, it's like I'm crawling out of a cave. I got the tism. I don't know how to act around people. If I start barking at you, just bear with me,
Okay, I got to tell you about a story about my aunt real quick. So my aunt Kim... hilarious, right? We're all hanging out at my grandma. First of all, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Not to date the podcast here.
No. Big fan of mothers over here. If you know me, that's my style. And so I just want to take a moment, like Joe said, happy Mother's Day out there. Without them, we literally wouldn't be here. That's how it works, You walk right out into this world and it is cruel, but we're here having fun. I don't know where I'm going with this. Yep. Joe, what were you saying about Aunt Kim?
Okay, Aunt Kim, super funny. We were all hanging out at my grandma's house, and my older cousin was about to leave, and my aunt goes, "Oh no, Jer, are you going to make like a dog again?" And ruff! It killed me.
Is that a roofing joke?
She barked. It was like, where did this come from? I don't know, but I still think about it. This is months ago.
Oh,
your life's getting bad when you wake up thinking about that in the morning.
So Joe and I, we hadn't been together in a while, and so yesterday we were kind of laughing like schoolgirls the whole time.
We were.
And Joe sits down at this table, and he's got this big old plate of food, and it's a big burger, and then I think he just dumped an entire thing of baked beans on his plate, and then put the burger on top. And Joe goes, takes a big bite of burger, and he's got like ketchup on his face, and he like looks around, and there's a reserve sign that's taped to the table, and he just grabs the reserve sign and wipes his face with it.
It's all right, I'll find some.
Thinking that I wasn't gonna notice like what happened, but he like reached across me, grabbed the sign, and then just like looks over and goes. And I was like, oh my God.
Functional fixedness. We're sitting in the surely there doesn't need to be a reserve sign on the table. We're sitting there.
Yeah.
It's not reserved anymore. The reservedness is there. So
That's old news.
yeah. Later on, I used one to blow my nose.
Yeah, you just see him softening it up against the corner of
Ask
the table.
Jaden and his girlfriend Gabby. Yeah, I literally was.
Joe meets this girl, and then her name's Gabby, and Joe goes, "So Megan, right?"
I'm sorry, Gabby.
And then it was so funny because then Joe's like, "Where the fuck did I get Megan?"
Well, it's because of
from?"
the G.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the G, dude. I swear to
That
God.
totally explains it. Something funny about people blowing their nose. Yeah.
It is, especially when it's loud.
Yeah.
Oh, there's always a kid in class growing up.
Yeah. It's usually the one that smells bad too.
Yeah. Oh, what are you doing?
Yeah.
How are you making this
Dude,
noise?
Matt and I had this chick in elementary school who, once she started sneezing, like the teacher just stopped class and just waited for the 24
Yeah.
sneezes to follow.
Was her name Leave Strawman? My fiance.
Close, but no.
It was kind of like
There's an
Japan.
L in the name, so I see that's where
Yeah,
you got it.
yeah, there you go.
It was like Japan in the 1940s. When one came, another bomb was coming right after.
Dude, yeah, it was like a 5-minute intermission. It was the teacher would just be like, "All right, pull out your books and quietly read until we get past the sneeze attack here."
Just knocks herself unconscious on her desk sneezing.
Yeah.
That is good. Frickin' is.
So you just topped off your whole plate with baked beans.
It was like the big.
And I'm honestly, it's not going well today. You're all wondering. It happens.
Well, Joe said something along the lines of like, "These onions are gonna make for something interesting later," and like a guy just chimes in a couple tables away. He's like, "I don't think the onions are the biggest problem you're gonna have."
Oh yeah, I think that was Sammy's
Yeah,
dad.
this is Connor's dad.
Do we,
Yeah.
We have
Daryl.
a shitload of Tums. There's my first swear of the episode. New era, Joe. We're not swearing, but I just did swear jar. We have a shitload. Damn it! There we go. We have a shitload.
2 quarters, 50 cents.
Bunch of Tums. So if you need an antacid, just let us know.
This is my 4th white energy drink of the day. No free sponsorships.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I'm addicted.
You must have a tolerance to this. I have one, and I'm like shaking. Like, how many milligrams of?
I could sew up a carcass right now. These hands are so still. Look at this. Carcass was the wrong word.
Yeah,
No, I
carcass
sound like-
usually
Let's just move.
means a dead. Something.
Yeah.
Let's move past that.
Good. I can fix this dead cow.
Yeah, no, I feel perfectly fine. I really like these white energy drinks. Hopefully one day they sponsor me or Raynes, one of the two. So until then, you ain't getting free promo.
They are delicious, I will admit.
Yeah. What the frick?
Yeah, we got a
Holy
magic.
shit. I have a really funny thing. Can we get a little dirty?
Joe, we're going to weave in and out of 14 different
Okay.
subjects. Go with what you
Clap
feel.
lamps, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta.
Imagine like having a really sensitive clap lamp, and you know whether you got a gal like in the bag, like she's your fiance, or maybe you pull a girl home, whatever.
Whatever the
And you
sexual
start-
intercourse situation
You
may be.
start, yeah,
As long
there
as
you
it's
go.
consensual.
And you start doing it, but your clap lamp sensitivity is really like high sensitive, so like it's just a strobe.
And then you're
in the freaking room.
epileptic and you start
It's just-
seizing.
Your roommate's in the living room just reading a book, and the lamp just keeps going on.
That'd be kind of funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that's a TV show joke.
It would be
yeah.
funny for about 25 seconds.
Yeah.
you know?
Damn it! Unplug the lamp.
I'm going to the garage to read.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah, we
Shoot.
got a big box of porn in the garage if you want
You got
some.
what?
A huge, like,
I
it's
have-
actually a laundry basket of porn.
I have come into one of the largest singly owned private porn collections probably in the Midwest.
Where?
Someone put it in my roommate's car as a joke, and then I was like, "Prank me."
Jokes on them.
Yeah,
We love porn.
prank me next.
Oh man!
Ah, it sucked
Yeah.
if they pranked me with a box of porn.
Oh no!
is a-
Boner Jams 08. That was a good year.
It's like it would be worth a lot if the internet didn't exist one day.
This is a really good quarterly.
Dude, so we need to
Hey,
bring
does
in.
anyone have an unopened copy of Bunghole Bandits 5?
Dude, we need to bring it in. We started reading some of the titles.
Oh,
It's some of the best stuff ever.
I was dying.
Dude, I'm not a big PORN guy.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But I'll talk about it all day.
Oh, it's so fun to talk about. You know,
Yeah.
I always get on myself because with my comedy sets, I'm like, I wish I had something that wasn't a sexual joke. But then I think about it, sex is so funny.
You know
and
what they
it
say?
sells.
Write what you know. And clearly you know.
Well, you know, been around the block, been to the clinic once or twice.
You know, you remember you had that roast on, was it December 29th?
Wow,
Yeah.
good pull.
Well, it was my fiance, shout out again. It was her birthday. And I went on a party bus with her and her friends that night. And I was on antibiotics because I had a horrible sinus infection. Never drink on antibiotics.
Why do you say it like that?
I don't know. Never drink on antibiotics.
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 What is it, a Pokemon?
Yeah. Yeah, the next day I call. I'm like shaking, right? In the morning, I'm like, oh my God, I feel horrible. I search on Google on my phone. It's 6 a.m. I went to bed 3 hours before this. By the way, before I went to bed, just doused 3 grilled cheeses. Made them. Anyways, sorry, Mom.
He's making them at night.
Yeah, no, I did. Last night I did the same thing. 12:34 grilled cheeses. Made them all. I have videos on my phone to prove. Swear to God, Chica, my dog, was just hanging out with me. She's just scratching the air.
She's eating a grilled cheese on the couch. You're just sitting there shirtless with like a pile of them.
Yeah.
So, okay, antibiotics. Next morning I wake up, I search IV services near me. I was so bent out of shape. It says they open at 8 a.m., right? Bear Medi Spa. Shout out, you saved my life that day. I call at 8 a.m. on the dot. I'm like, she goes, hi, Ivy speaking, Bear Medi Spa. I'm like, whoa, this is God working. Her name is Ivy. I need to get an IV.
Wow.
I go, yeah, I need an IV. I don't say please. I just like, she goes, oh, yeah, let me check and see when we got openings. She goes, I can get you in at 3 p.m. I'm like,
I'll be dead by then.
I go, is there any way we can do it earlier? I'm struggling bad. She goes, I'll talk to them. Anyways, they let me go in at 10 a.m. They had all type of concoctions in that thing. We're talking Zofran, which is an anti-nausea medicine. They got all the, the banana bag, regular thing, amino acids, essential whatevers. I don't know why I'm talking about this because it's not the story. The roast.
Oh, okay.
The roast. The IV saved my life. The roast. So I really wanted to go, but I really wanted to go, but I couldn't because old fiance had a birthday. And happy belated, by the way.
Dude, that was 5 months ago.
No, I told him the day of.
Thank you.
It was a roast.
Happy
And
early birthday. though.
I'm not like a joke writer, but like the only thing I can think of was trying to make you guys should write a joke about it in front of us right now because that'd be kind of cool.
All right, what do you got?
The only thing would be like I walked into, was it the Bismarck Hotel, and it looked like a MILF convention, but it was just Jordan Weichels' birthday. So how do you make that a joke? The joke writers, how do you do it? You guys are comedians,
All right.
Right? You're
Really putting
comedians.
us on the spot here.
Yeah.
MILFs. It's Mother's Day. Jordan. Horny maker.
So I was like, I was going along the line. I was like, oh, there's a lot of prostitutes here tonight.
I mean, we can also move on, but I thought it'd be cool to
I
see
think
you guys
just
work
how
your
you just got to
magic.
deliver it a little bit
Well,
differently.
yeah,
there.
timing is everything, right? I'm
That
not
is
trying to
good, though.
deliver a joke. I want you guys to create a joke because you're hilarious.
I mean,
and you can write jokes.
Like in the setting, it would have been great if you walked up there, like you said, it would have
Yeah.
been perfect. I don't know. I really got to cue that up and tee that up very carefully in my own set. But I do like to give a shout out to the MILFs every show. I just feel like that's a box you should check. Like self-deprecation, like a touch of politics, and then a shout out to the MILFs. It's kind of like what you got to do every set.
Yep.
Yeah, and
There's a comedian that we've done shows with. He has a joke about MILFs that he went home with this mom from a bar, and the next morning he like woke up. She's like, "Oh, my son Travis is downstairs working on homework." He's like, "How old is he?" She's like, "He's 24." She's like, "I'm 24."
Travis from my office. That guy. You're his mom.
We have a class together. Not anymore.
I would have went down and Trav, buddy, and gave him a little noogie.
Hey, Trav, come from good stock.
Call me dad.
Take a swig out of the milk out of the fridge and just put it back.
Red cap only.
You really got to assert your dominance.
Shout out Alec Larson. Red cap.
Yeah. Only drinks red cap milk.
That's same. Whole milk. Vitamin D fortified. Are you kidding me right now?
How many shout outs are you going to give on this goddamn podcast?
I don't have a lot of...
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't drink milk.
Probably stay away from it.
Yeah,
coming from experience.
What do you drink, Matt? Let's go in a week. What do you drink?
I had Powerade, water, Diet Dr. Pepper.
This is today?
Yep. I usually have about 12 cups of coffee every morning.
Is that accurate?
No, usually about 4.
What kind of coffee?
Just like Dunkin' Donuts or Folgers. Just
Good man.
Black.
Folgers.
Medium roast.
Yeah. All right.
I like my coffee, like my room's black.
What? That doesn't make any sense at all.
I sleep in the dark.
Oh, you were born in darkness. Matt.
Contagious, dude. Oh my god.
You know the rule.
You never said anything about shit in your pants.
Holy cow. Stale, dude. What is going on here? Hey, don't fart and expect me not to take a whiff. I don't care what anyone says out there. Hey, guys,
it's okay. I got the antacids propping open the window for some airflow in the studio.
Time Jordan had the antacids propping open the window, and he's looking around. He's like, are we out of Tums? And he's like, oh, yeah.
There's this meme out there about, for instance, remember the dog meme I sent you with the dog breeds as farts?
Oh, yeah.
That was really funny, dude.
The bulldog.
Yeah.
Just a wet shit.
Yeah. Oh, man.
More of a shart.
Ugh. Disgusting. Been there too many times.
Matt, how many times did you do a plumbing test at the bar last night?
3. 3 times. 3 strikes and you're out because I left after the third one.
Did you at least have the courtesy of going over to the women's for one of those to kind of space it out a little bit?
No, I didn't. See, the normal bar I go to, there's 2 sides. So if you got to do some dirty business, you go to the other side.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like to call it a stadium sweep.
Stadium sweep.
You know you're putting in a shift when
you take a shit in both bathrooms.
Actually, and since we know management and the staff, you could actually go upstairs to the third. And that's hitting for the cycle.
Wow, that's a grand slam. Yeah. That ain't a sweep, baby.
Yeah, did the Cubs win today? By the way?
Yeah.
Okay, I watched that whole.
They tried to lose.
Game. Yeah,
but
sorry, we're big Cubs fans.
Adbert Alzolay is
bull riding. You know.
Oh yeah, your 30th birthday. Sorry, is that what you're gonna say, Matt? You go ahead. We both.
I had a dream last night, much like Martin Luther King. I actually wrote this one down because I drove by Kiss Livestock in Mandan yesterday, and it must have been subconsciously been in my head that I had a dream last night that I was at a cattle sale, and I've never been to one in my life. The only thing I know about cattle sales is seeing on your story. That's what I imagine everyone looks like. And I had to go to the bathroom, so I was walking around and I accidentally walked into the area where they bring the cows in to get sold. And I ended up getting sold. But I had signed a contract going in there that I knew about it. So legally I got sold to someone.
You can take a leak in here, but we're going to sell you.
And so I was just sitting on a hay bale in the back of a truck getting driven away with a bunch of cows.
Do you know how much they bought you for?
No, I don't. I didn't get that far, but I imagine it was not a lot of money.
Lot 35, we got a red Angus, 250 pounds. We're going to start the bid at $2. $2 a pound.
The meat's a little spoiled on this one.
Yeah.
He's got a bad case of diarrhea.
He's not an actual cow, but he shits about the same as much cow. And smells
Boys.
like one, too.
Boys, be ready. If you buy this one, your feed bill's going to go up through the roof. All right, I'm going to start that.
For your 30th birthday, Joe, you rode a bull.
Attempted to ride a bull.
Attempted,
I
okay.
did at the.
I saw the video.
No
I'd say
shout
that
outs.
was
I'm
a
not
ride.
doing shout outs anymore because you said that.
No.
There's a bar near Scottsdale, 10 miles.
They let people ride bulls.
They
at the
have
bar.
amateur bull ride. So they have like bull ridings 3 times a week. And
You had to probably sign one of those waivers that I signed
did.
before I got sold.
I actually did sign a waiver. So they show me, I show up thinking like everyone's going to be super cool, like the riders, because a lot of them are like, are bull riders. So they have like 3 segments. They got like
An ego.
They did. There was a lot of ego back there. And I'm like, you guys are in the middle of Scottsdale at a bar, right?
You should have brought one of Uncle Chad's bucket
Yeah,
balls
you
with
brought your own bull.
Well, that's one thing.
That would have been power move of the century.
I didn't tell them. Maybe I didn't tell them my last name because I didn't want them to say my last name because I'm not trying to. What's the word? I'm not trying to put a blister on the family legacy. You know, if I do bad,
Yeah,
I don't want to tarnish it.
Yeah.
Well, they looked at the waiver and saw my last name, and the announcer, as I go up, he goes, "We got a bull rider from Mandan, North Dakota. I was talking to him before this. He said, these bulls are nothing." I'm like, oh my gosh. But flashback, I get there. They almost didn't let me on because at the time I was like 220 pounds. I'm about 200 now. And
Congrats.
the vests weren't fitting me. And they were like,
They just give you an old life jacket in the back.
here's a Stearns life jacket.
It's one of
Remember
those orange
Stearns,
ones.
dude?
Yeah, those orange ones they have on the Titanic.
So they're like, "Oh, you can't do this. We don't have." I'm like, "Listen, it's my 30th birthday. You know, up to this point, like I feel like I haven't seen much success in my life, and like I want to do something that makes me feel alive. I want to start this new decade off of myself with a bang. Literally, like I want this to set the tone. Like you can go out and do anything, regardless of how stupid it is and how dangerous it is, and et cetera, et cetera." And I was like, "Can you just go look in the back in the tack shack or something? There's got to be another one." They found one, and I barely could freaking zip that thing. I mean, I felt like I was wearing a corset on this huge. And I go, so what bull am I gonna ride? She points at this big, long, stretchy, fat, freaking muley with a big old hump on him, and I'm like, perfect. Because one thing I do know, when there's a huge 2,300 pound bull, it ain't gonna buck that much. And it looked old. You can tell when they look old. And it was super stretchy, which also helps. Because, you know, when they got that extra rib on them.
What bull am I riding? It's just a donkey.
It's 2 sheep. They have duct tape together.
So I'm like, oh, cool. And all day, I'm like, in my head, I'm talking to Leave. I'm like, I'm going 8 seconds. No one's watched more tape than me on bull ride, and I've seen all the rides because I'm obsessed. I love that stuff, right? I love watching rides. I love the bulls. I love the KO bull riders. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Oh, bad. Those are the beans right there. So I get on, and like it was an interesting experience because I'd never rode a bull before. And I get on, and I'm like, this thing is huge. I start, you know, one of the guys was nice enough to pull my rope.
Nice.
And
He jerked you off.
Sounds
I'm
rank.
like, all right, I'm gonna do a wrap, right? Where you take the first thing, pull it over,
Yep.
pull it back around, and wrap it. And could you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Pull it around, wrap it, and they're like, "No, you can't do that. You just got to do a butterfly wrap. You might get hung up." I'm like, "All right." So at that point, all you have is just a rope laying flat in your hand. You have to squeeze that super tight. If you let go at all, you're kind of toast as far as I'm concerned. And so I'm like, sure, whatever. I get my hand in that bull rope and immediately profusely start sweating. Profusely start. I have never experienced anything like that in my life. And they're like, all right, put your hand up, nod your head. And I'm like, I'm ready to go. They crack the gate. This old fat bull takes a couple, you can see it on my Instagram, takes a couple hops And my hand opens, and all you see is these two long, skinny legs fly up in the air. And I land literally on my head. And the angle that the bowl came down, everyone thought I got stepped on, but it didn't step on me at all. And I get up after like a half a second, which feels like an eternity when there's this big fat meat, he wasn't meat, he was tame, bull in the thing. And I get up and I start dancing, which I don't know if there's ever been a guy who rode a 1 second and celebrated after getting bucked off. But so I get up and the bull riders are like, get out of here. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Well, here, then I go off into the back of the chutes, and the lady who was running the amateur bull riding, or the first timers they call it, she goes, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. She goes, you need to sit down. I go, why? She goes, you're wobbling all over the place. I'm like, all right. I sit down. I get the worst headache of my life. So I guess she described it, and this was me as I was talking to her. I'm gonna stand up, kind of. So yeah, I'm fine. So I definitely got concussed.
No, you can raise that up. If you want.
Can I really?
Dude, I tested it out before I picked it up off the side of the road.
Wow, I feel like I'm in a tractor.
Yeah, only the best here at No Brains, No Headache.
Anyways, so it was a great experience. I got a concussion. Connor Hellman was there. No more shout outs. I didn't say shout out.
Did you have to have something? Were you staying with somebody, and were they kind of like in charge of you that night? Because the first night you get a concussion, you're not supposed to like sleep really, or somebody's supposed to keep an eye on you.
Not only did I sleep that night, I got hammered.
All right, so you did like literally the two things you're not supposed to do,
but I'm fine.
Did you also smoke a cigar? Because then you've been through.
Were you also taking antibiotics?
No, thank God. That would have been horrible.
Would have been the triple crown right there.
Yeah, you would have woken up in a pile of your own shit the next morning.
That's happened before. Let's not get into it. Just kidding. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm trying to keep this more PG-13.
Wake up naked in the woods next to a dead raccoon and not again.
Just chafed. That's so gross.
For some reason I thought it was a good idea to eat Gold Bond last night.
Oh man. But yeah, I rode a bull, 30th birthday.
Nice.
This year for
we're in
my
our 30s now. It's weird.
Yeah.
third floor, dude.
Is what I'll be.
Hopefully there's 7 more to go.
Soon here. Just broke my leg.
That's like the guy in Fargo couldn't get in a building to huck himself off, so he went to a parking garage, jumped, and he didn't die. He just broke both of his femurs.
What?
Yeah.
When was this?
Like a year ago.
Holy cow. Poor guy.
Did they write a song about it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit this one out.
Yeah. how many
Yeah.
femurs do you have left? 0. His knees just start at his waist now.
Them femurs, you break them, that stuff hurts, man.
Oh yeah, it's like the most painful thing in the world.
I got kicked by a cow and broke my femur.
Oh, that's
We've
right.
talked
You
about
did,
that
yeah.
before, haven't we?
Yeah.
Anyways,
We got quite a few
that's
new
scary.
listeners from
yeah,
last time we talked about when you were like, my leg kind of hurts, and you had a broken femur.
my femur fractured. I'll make a long story short. I'm sorting cattle on a Tuesday, and when you're sorting cattle, a lot of words fly. But I know we're not cussing here, so I'm gonna bleep them out.
You can swear. You just have to add to the swear jar.
Okay, how
It's
much
going
is
to
this?
the
How much is
charity
it?
of Matt's alcohol problem.
I'll swear 10 times then. I don't care if it's
Go nuts.
Yeah. Okay. So we're sorting cattle. It's just me and my dad, and it might have been John or something. And it was, yeah. And there's this really honky tonky, high headed, freaking mean black cow. She wasn't too big, but she was a mean, as my dad would say it. She's coming through the alley, and my dad goes, Put that bitch in, she'll kill someone. We're selling her at Kiss tomorrow. I'm like, okay, yeah, literally. Next day, Big Jake and I are loading her on a cattle pot, and we're in the loadout, facility, whatever you call it, and this cow runs around, grazes the back of my back, and all I see in slow motion was her back leg kicking, and it directly hit the outside of my knee. When I tell you, it sounded like you took 2 pieces of like flat, like 2x4s and slapped them together.
Yeah.
It was just
Like a gunshot almost.
I thought all the ligaments and meniscuses and all that stuff in my knee were torn because it hurt so bad. Well, lo and behold, I go in, they check all my ligaments, they do them tests, nothing's wrong with it. Come back in 2 weeks if you're not feeling any better. I come back 2 weeks, they do an X-ray and an MRI. I don't know why they do both. You think the MRI would suffice, but
yeah, I feel like an X-ray is like
maybe they just did the MRI.
Well,
so
if you have your X-rays with you, we can actually look at them because we have an X-ray chart reader.
I don't. I wish I did.
Oh.
No way.
Yeah, it's right there.
Holy!
X-ray chart
I
reader.
wish I had them. Dude, that'd be.
Bring them by.
You should see my clavicle.
We haven't got. Oh, Alec broke his clavicle.
Yeah, dude.
Last night.
No, I was at the bar with him, and like one of my friends came up and like put his hands on both of them. I was like, I think I might have broken my clavicle, and he's like, good one, man. Next morning, Alex sends me a picture of his clavicle just clearly broken.
Dude, that is that's a bad injury,
Yeah, it
man.
would suck.
I have half clavicle. Actually, it never formed in the womb.
If you ever want to bring your X-ray by, we can read it.
I actually might have it at home. We're gonna do that for the next one on episode 300 because you ain't stopping this mother trucker
All
now.
right, in 2 years.
Okay, so Kyle runs by me, kicks me square in the knee. 2 weeks went in, nothing. 2 weeks later, go back in, get an MRI. They call me 2 hours later. Yeah, is this Mr. Berger? I'm like, yeah, just call me Joe. I'm not a Mister.
My friends call me Berger.
Yeah, I am living at my parents' house at this time. You can call me Joe. They go, yeah, are you sitting down? I go, yeah. She goes, well, you need to keep sitting. You
For
cannot
8
put
weeks.
you cannot put any weight on your left leg. You have fractured femur. How is that possible? I've been working every day the last 2 weeks, hobbling around like I'm a pirate with a wooden leg. That's literally what it felt like. And she goes, we're gonna get you in an hour if you're in town, and we're gonna figure the next steps out. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to get a cast. I'm gonna get surgery. So we go in, and the way it like broke, the bone never displaced. It's lucky it didn't because it was at the very bottom of my femur, and if it would have came off, I'd have had to get like 2 surgeries. I'd been in.
I'm very uncomfortable right now. It's
Okay.
making me
I was
queasy.
thinking when you're hobbling around, if you've ever seen the movie Fubar, when he tries to break his own leg to get workers' comp, and then he ends up just hobbling around. That's what I think about Joe out there running cattle. Like,
shooting cats with the crossbow.
I'll end it.
yeah, first blood.
No more queasiness. We don't need more queasies. I'll end it. They said you can either do crutches for 2 months or whatever, or you can use an immobilizer, but insurance might not cover it. I said, screw it. Give me the immobilizer. And 2 months later, I go in and there's nothing wrong with it.
Take an immobilizer and some Percocets and beyond.
Oh, them things are bad news, dude.
Yeah.
Stay away from the sets, dude.
Oh.
Perks.
Yeah,
No way.
Stay away from them. That's what I was getting at.
Dial 1-800. You have a problem.
What are you trying to say?
It fell. If you have addiction.
I have a joke that's really untrue that I started with. Like, I used to do this thing in college called snorting prescription drugs. I never did that.
That's
It's most of my jokes just lies.
That one, I'm not gonna. I mean, don't want to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a funny one. I don't want to. Go see
Let's go.
Matt Cleary and Jordan Weichel live so you can see their hilarious jokes.
Joke time. Should we run some jokes by you, Joe?
Do it. Yeah. All right. I need to get rid of all my preconceived ideas of who you guys are and be a very unbiased
you go
judge.
first.
Well, I've been very famous about coming out with this Uber kind of like app that it's called Juber, and they pick you up and do your taxes, and then drop you off,
And they charge you double.
And I came up with a tagline for Juber. It's called "And Frank you for choosing Juber."
Dude, Anne
good.
Frank was stacked.
That's a good tag. What?
What did I say?
Dude, Anne Frank was stacked.
Oh my God.
I saw a picture of her at the beach in fucking 1930, whatever. Damn.
Yeah, tip jar.
She's also a rug muncher.
Oh, jeez.
Whatever.
I think that's a good one. The rug muncher. I'd leave that out of the joke.
Anne
Your tag
Frank was stacked.
That's funny. That's
I'll
like
show
another
you the
tag.
picture.
Okay.
She has an OnlyFans.
Oh, jeez. Okay, what's your joke?
So these are just very preface jokes, just to
Okay.
start. when people feel the need to tell you that they or someone else banged your ex, it's like, well, she is a whore, so I don't know if that's an accomplishment worth noting. No? Oh, okay. No.
There's something there.
Okay.
But
This one, there's not a lot there as I'm reading it. How have we not figured out traffic yet? It's been a problem for literally ever since cars came out. Every other problem we actively try to fix, but not traffic. You just sit there every day and are angry. Open a new road, open a new route. Absolutely not. I know what we will do. We'll just close the busiest parts of roads so people are mad at other things other than being in traffic. I'm going to delete that one almost immediately.
Okay, yeah.
yeah, it's tough to follow. I mean, there's something in there though within that wasn't said in the joke.
Oh,
There's
this
something
one's-
in there that could be really funny because traffic, everyone goes through it, especially in big cities. Relatable.
Traffic hot topic.
Yeah, not really around.
I try to avoid the traffic and weather jokes, but you do you. This one's on point for Mother's Day. Making a your mom joke to your friend, and he tells you his mom is dead.
I like that one.
Cartoons when we were kids were actually really weird if you think about it. In SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs had a daughter who was a literal whale. The show Ed, Ed, and Eddie is just about three guys who are retarded.
That's good.
And they have the same name.
Okay, that's a good one. Take the SpongeBob one out. That's good.
In Dexter's lab, Dexter has a 14,000-foot laboratory in his house, and his parents have no clue. If I didn't take my shoes off going into my house, I'd get my ass kicked.
There's something there for sure.
That Ed, Ed, Andy one is really good. That's funny.
I thought an oxymoron was just an idiot who was addicted to painkillers.
That's like who's that guy? Mitch Hedberg. That's kind of a Mitch Hedberg-esque joke. It's non sequitur. I like that. What, did you just take your spitter out of the garbage?
Okay, dude.
That's mine. Having one fact that can change the perception of something said. If someone tells you that that their kid started a lawn mowing business with their lawnmower to make good money, and you're like, wow, that's really good. But then if they tell them that the kid's 32 years old and still lives at home, then it's not good anymore.
Yeah. Do you? So that last part's really good. Are you guys looking for feedback? I'm not a comedian.
No, you
but,
hit me with it. These are like jokes that are just
I literally just wrote one line.
Okay.
yeah, that
Great.
have not been fleshed
When you-
out at all.
Yeah, yeah.
So anything
that
we can
whole
add
31 thing, that is really good, and the lawnmower thing, but it seemed wordy in the beginning. So cut some of those words
Yeah.
out and get to it, because that shit is, I like that. I've never
Yeah.
heard that as a joke. It's funny.
Joe, you'll like this one. I actually
Okay.
tried it already, but it's
Really?
very in the infancy stage. They say rubbing is racing, so apparently I'm racing every night before bed.
I like that. Got to it. Straight to it. I like it. Come on, let's go.
Used to be scared of flying growing up because I was scared to die. Now I fly every chance I can get in hopes that I die.
That's great. That joke is amazing. I love that. Hey, come on, put it here.
Yeah, so as we were talking, I was dog sitting over the weekend. I'm a dog whisperer, and I was telling Matt just about like going to bed late and then having to wake up early with these dogs. And I was like, yeah, I woke up this morning and I was like, man, I hope I'm dead.
I can't remember what else I had. I had some
Joe, what do you call a nurse with dirty knees?
What?
The head nurse.
Okay, I get it. You got to think a little bit, but it's good.
A fun game to play is taking a mitt full of sleeping pills and seeing if you can pleasure yourself and finish before you fall asleep. Best part is you always win.
Say it again. I need to think more. Just say it again.
Okay, a fun game to play is taking a bunch of sleeping pills and seeing if you can pleasure yourself and finish before you fall asleep. The best part is you always win.
Meta.
Not good at dirty talk, mainly because I get too excited. Like when a girl walks by me and says, "Hey Matt, how are you?" and I come in my pants.
Nice. Good.
I don't know if any of these are
Got
not
me.
sexual. Tom Brady probably gets so much ass he bangs dudes every once in a while to switch it up.
He's like Creed from The Office. He's like, I banged a lot of chicks. Maybe a guy slipped in there once.
He needs variety in his life, and good for him. I mean, give me a couple cocktails and I think about it. It's not a 100% no.
I got a call from a number I didn't know, and the guy in a deep Indian accent said, "Hello, my name is Eric Johnson." And I clapped back and said, "Cool, my name's Prajwal Bahadaraj."
It's okay. You know, the sentiment's there.
All right, Joe, I'm going to hit you with this one. And actually stole it from Artie Lang. Have I told you the honky rehab joke yet?
But is it his word?
It's
for
Artie
word?
Lang's, but I like telling it.
Okay.
It's that. It's that.
Well, you
funny.
prefaced it, yeah.
It's that funny. I gave him credit. Artie Lang had this joke, but he was in rehab one time, and he had a really interesting roommate. It was just like this skinny, small white dude. And obviously he's in there because he's addicted to drugs and alcohol, but he's also addicted to sex. And he liked to watch porn. The type of porn he liked to watch was small white dudes like himself banging large black women. And he also had Tourette's, and his tick was, "Hey!" Just every once in a while he'd be talking, and all of a sudden he'd hear, "Hey! Hey!" So one night Artie Lang is laying there ready to go to bed, and all he can hear from the top bunk is, "Fuck me with that honky dick. Hey!" I'll steal that joke all day. It's so good.
That is good.
I love it.
Guys, if you want them selling merch after the show, I don't have t-shirts or sticker or anything, but we selling cocaine by the dumpster.
Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Hold
Oh,
on.
God.
Oh shit! Never. Oh,
You leave it.
photo, whatever sensitivity.
Photosynthesis.
So I just want to tell you guys, I'm not a comedian. I like to watch comedy, so you don't have to listen to my feedback and keep doing what you're doing, because not a lot of people have the minds to be able to write a joke, tell it, actually make people laugh, and you're gonna have people that tell you that sucks and that sucks, but if you know what you're
dependent.
Yeah, but if you know this joke has something, follow it until you reach the peak of that wave, because yeah,
there's refinement.
everyone has their ideas on what any art, because art is, I mean, I'm not going to go into an art talk here, but I appreciate what you guys can do.
Well, thank you.
Rain's question for you.
Yeah, I also have a Raynes question after Matt's.
What is the thing you guys argue about most? And it can be either band related or like on the road. Just like, what do you think you guys argue about the most?
Okay.
And whose fault is it?
Okay. I need to think about that. You ask yours, and then I'm going to answer whoever's first, but I'm going to answer you both.
Well, I'll just piggyback off
Mark
Matt,
is
'cause
too
there's-
goddamn good looking.
Well, there's three of you.
It's ridiculous.
There's the three of you, so it's a different dynamic. Whereas with NBNH, it's just Matt and myself, and we've been friends for 25 years now. So it's a lot of just like his personality, I think, matches my personality, and we know we don't have to go through it. We know what our strengths and our weaknesses are, but they complement each other nicely. So it's either, if we say this, like, whose fault is it? It's either his or mine. With the three, it's different.
It is different. So, say the question exactly.
I didn't ask a question. I was just piggybacking.
Oh,
off Matt.
okay.
What was it? What do you argue about the most?
Yeah, what do you guys argue about?
Did you have a question though?
I'll wait.
Okay.
I'll wait.
What do we argue about the most?
Joe has Crohn's, so you have to stop.
Ulcerative colitis. First of all, different.
Did somebody pack the Charmin Ultra?
I tell people. I was telling this to people last night.
Joe's shitting in garbage bags and just throwing them out.
Dude, when you got a call with colitis, you answer. You answer. You don't silence it. You answer.
That has to be a commercial.
Yeah.
When colitis calls, you answer. Get your
Those of you with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis.
That'll probably be the introductory clip for this episode. When you have a call for colitis
Do it. Use
on
it.
episode 200.
I'm serious. Like we've been having a lot of band meetings with our new manager, Crystal. She's amazing. We've been having a lot of meetings lately and stuff, and randomly I'll just have to dip out and I'll say, I'll text them a bit like, yeah, I had a call with colitis, had to answer. So,
You don't mute your mic on the just you come back and then I'll just staring.
Dude, there's something about Charmin Ultra that just, it's, if I worked in an office and they had public toilets, I was telling people this last night at that party. I don't know if you remember.
You were telling literally everyone at the table, you're like, guys, I got something to say.
It's like having one dance move, but Joe only has one icebreaker. It's colitis.
Colitis and a pug.
Yeah.
So I go, yeah, if I worked at it now, Jesus Christ.
Matt.
Dude, I think it's rubbed off on me.
Yeah.
He's got it now.
Matt had some beans covering his whole plate last night, apparently. Thank God I skipped out on this thing. We'd all be on the IL today. We'd just be recording from the toilet.
Dude, that fart gave me a headache.
That gave me
Colitis?
hepatitis. Yeah, colitis is bolditis. Yeah.
How'd you get hepatitis? Well,
I think Matt, Mark, and myself argue the most about. Gosh, it's tough because we don't argue. Like, if we're in the studio together, we might have a small little argument about, like, where we think the song should go, whether it's melodically or, like, the arrangement or the chord progression. But, like, it's all you're doing is you're putting the song first.
Yeah.
You're trying to get the best possible thing so you don't take it personally.
You guys are so, like, level-headed.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I would say everyone's level-headed in their own way.
Yeah.
I'm definitely probably the most like, that was weird. But like,
weird.
I'm kind of like secondhand embarrassed for myself.
Right now?
Yeah, because I did that. But
Well, you're on a show called No Brains, No Headache.
And I've
It's
shit
pretty
my hands
embarrassing.
twice since I started, so.
But I think what we argue about most is like sometimes when we're tearing down after a show, like one of us is going a lot slower than the other, right? Because a lot of times after a show, you want to go, like if it's an
the
earlier show,
bathroom.
you want to go out.
the
You want to do
bathroom.
something. So there might be a time where like one of us is talking to someone and not doing what you're supposed to do because at the end of the day, you're only as fast as your slowest person, right? If you want to, two people or even all three of you want to go somewhere quickly, you need to tear down, load up, get out of there. And I feel like that's probably the only like let's go. Like one time I was like, Matt, do you need any help putting your stuff away? He goes, Joe, I feel like you and Mark think that we are on a sinking ship right now. It's going to be fine. I'm almost done. And that's it. There's no really arguing, but if there is, it's just in the studio, maybe, or grammar. Matt likes grammar. He's a very grammar snob.
Like in life or writing songs or both?
Just he speaks with great grammar. He writes with great grammar. He
Which is
thinks it's
interesting.
yeah.
If anything in music, you could get away from the grammar.
Weird,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
goes, but he spells his name with one T.
I thought the same thing.
He does.
What am I going to wipe my shoes off on your name? Yeah. M-A-T?
Yeah.
Stylistically, it's great. Matt, if you're watching, which I doubt you are.
And if you ever work for a janitorial company, they only let
Yeah.
you have 3 letters on your, so he wins.
Wow. Double whammy.
Hot take. Too many Matts.
What's your...
I guess I was just going to ask, as you've been growing as a band in your career, like at what point do you, or maybe you have already, of just quit worrying about what other people think? Like especially around here in our neck of the woods, Bismarck, Mandan. It's kind of a smaller community. People are quick to judge. So Matt and I going out on a limb doing podcasting, comedy, sometimes it really weighs on me where I'm like, oh, great. Fantastic. Dude.
I saw that coming like a...
You
oh
like
my
spit
God.
on your shirt. You didn't even turn away.
I almost fell over. Oh, I'm on my ergonomic chair.
The question was, how do you get over not caring what other people think, pretty much?
It takes a while, first and foremost. It took me a while. It's not until like sort of recently that I actually stopped caring. Because at the end of the day, everyone's going to have, whether you're from a small town like this or anywhere, like there's always going to be people that have their ideas and what they think you are, and it's usually not what you really are at your core. And like, it doesn't matter what they think, especially if it's not rooted in any truth. You know, if it's just something they feel that they don't actually know, it doesn't freaking matter. You just have to do what you do best and focus on that. You can't control other people's thoughts. You can't control what they think about you. None of that stuff. You can control being a good person and doing what you do best and putting your work and taking that seriously and following that through. And if someone just doesn't get it or they have a different idea, that's on them.
Yeah.
You know? And it's fine. I honestly, I sound like I do, but I'm not even upset. Like if I ever hear about someone saying something about me, it's like, whatever, you know, I'll still treat them probably nicely and stuff because they just don't know, you know.
You ever think it's a hard balance because in entertainment, the whole idea is to be liked so you can grow with popularity and everything. So you can't like be too ignorant to, I don't care what anybody thinks, but you also have to, like you said, be a good person. But
I guess specifically for this, where we're at right now, it does matter. But at the same time, like you're not going to please everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and you can get jaded doing stuff in entertainment. You can get jaded. You can start thinking stuff that probably isn't true about yourself. And,
I definitely have level 4 schizophrenia.
Yeah. Which sucks, right?
Do they call them levels?
Schizophrenia is not.
Is it a level thing?
I mean, I know what you're saying. You don't mean schizophrenia, but yeah. If anyone doing anything in life, it doesn't matter if you're in entertainment, if you're starting your own business, if it doesn't matter.
Those are literally the two things I do.
Okay, you're a cowboy. You know, you're a lawyer. You're a teacher.
Oh, I thought you were saying to start that you're a cowboy, like I'm a cowboy. No. Thank you, dude. Appreciate
cowboy.
That. Thank you. I needed that.
Focus on what you can do for not only yourself, but for other people. Because through everything, you don't want to... not to get philosophical, because I'm not a philosopher, and I wouldn't even say I'm philosophical.
Get philosophical right now.
Yeah.
A crisp high five goes a long way.
It does, right? Kindness goes a long way.
Is that your philosophy, Matt?
And be kind, not expecting anything in return, honestly, because then there's nothing to get upset about. You should just... That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
No expectations is definitely an important rule. I've definitely learned that. Even especially like in dating. Oh, hey, Mike punch. Like in dating, definitely got to leave expectations behind. So that definitely can be applied to...
It's funny you say expectations. I have like a old sort of impression I used to do back when I did impressions, and I thought I was good, and I wasn't. But
you're pretty good.
Joel Osteen, do you know who that is?
Yeah.
That mega church guy?
Yeah.
I used to have this freaking... I don't know anything about him, but I had this impression of him because he'd be on the TV and stuff, and my impression of him is because he's always got a light in front of, coming down, and he looks at the camera. He doesn't ponder at his audience. He looks at the camera. And this is my impression. To expect means you'll be upset. Think about that again. To expect means you'll be upset.
That's pretty good addition to our impression list.
Yeah.
We've had some really good ones over the last couple of months. So thank you for adding to the impressions.
Thank you. I'll be here for the rest of my life.
Like in the studio.
My fiance and I are getting a house in Bismarck.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Engaged. Future homeowner.
Yeah.
I'm excited for your wedding. I was thinking about that the other day. I have been pretty against weddings for quite some time now. It's a lot of hoopla, but for yours in particular, very excited.
It's going to be fun.
Maybe I should just ask you the question now. Do I go as Cowboy Gordon?
Go as yourself.
Okay. I feel like there's going to be too many real cowboys there.
Yeah, there is.
I was like,
Jordan just got his...
But it's not going to make
Yeah.
them mad. I gotta get a hat.
Jordan rammed his face into that guy's fist a lot.
Guess who's doing the music?
Blind Joe.
Matt Charlie.
DJ Do.
What?
Doing the wedding reception.
He's gonna
He's doing
be
the
here?
dance. Yeah.
John
He's doing
Paul
the music. I don't know if John Paul is. He moved to Idaho.
Yeah.
Him and
I learned
And
that
Jackie.
the hard way
Yep.
when I went all the way to Tucson. Didn't even see him. So.
yeah.
T-Town, as they call it.
I saw some other people there.
Who's
though.
they?
What?
T-Town, as they call it. Do they call it that?
The citizens of Tucson.
T-Town.
The college chicks who probably have a bunch of venereal diseases like colitis. Then, yeah. They call it T-Town. Matt.
Oh,
butt
man.
cheeks hanging out. Okay, I'm going down a whole thing right here. What else do we got? Oh, Matt, you walked in a parade.
Yeah, I'm pretty famous. I walked in a parade.
Congratulations.
Kate Herzog for Park Board. It was pretty uneventful.
Are we going to have to bleep that out? Because she probably doesn't want to be associated with No Brains, No Headache.
No, there's worse things in life.
Sounds good. Hopefully one of our 6 listeners doesn't report it. How was walking in the parade? Got your steps in?
I was so thirsty going there, and I usually when the
You
people
can't crack a beer and walk?
I did that. I pre-gamed it last year, and it was a bad idea because I was just pouring sweat like before it.
Like Joe when he gets on a bowl.
Dude, yeah.
And
Actually.
I had to like almost like I was like, oh, wear a long sleeve shirt because it wasn't that hot out, and I thought I was getting a shirt there, so I wore my Duke lacrosse long sleeve shirt, and they're like, oh, we don't know if we have your shirt, and I was like, I'm gonna walk in this parade wearing a Duke lacrosse shirt, and they're like, "Oh, never mind."
Scandal, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah, it rhymes with grape, and and I was like, and then they're like, "Oh, we found your shirt," and then Kate actually she's like, "Oh, I made this big chug of Gatorade, like the powdered Gatorade," and I was like, "Oh,
Put a
I'm
bunch
so
of vodka in
thirsty."
there.
And I just drank like her entire thing of Gatorade. I kind of felt bad, but I was like, I need this.
Well, you brought up a good point after talking about it with some float ideas. Next year, NBNH float, what would we do? Hypothetically, we have a float in the parade. What's our theme? What are we doing?
It's a tough thing to do because someone tried to do like a bald eagle and it looked like a turkey.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I was like something like the Trojan horse, maybe.
So when you just sit inside and drink the whole time?
You know, you guys are on recliners. The Trojan horse, you have a Trojan horse and you build it terribly. It
Yeah.
looks horrible. Paper mache. You guys are on Lazy Boys. You have hundreds of condoms all around you, Trojan condoms.
Nice.
And you just don't even wave to people. All you do the whole time is you just open them up, blow them up, tie them off, and throw them into the
Or
crowd.
right before you throw them in the crowd, stab them with a needle.
Stab a bunch of holes in them.
Yeah.
This one was used.
Have you ever seen the movie The Comebacks? It's like a sports spoof movie. And
Yes, I have.
And they're like, who are we playing this week? And they're like, the Trojan State Boners. And these guys run through a tunnel that's a huge condom, and then they break at the end.
Was it ribbed
Yeah, it
for his
was.
or her pleasure?
Yeah, it was.
No, which one?
Hers.
It was flavored.
Yeah.
Tastes like a hot dog. We're at a football game, baby.
Why are you getting a blowjob with a condom? That doesn't make sense. You only do that in Vegas with hookers. Wait. What?
Only other thing I put on the agenda is, do you think water beds are ever going to come back?
Did they ever leave?
I haven't seen one in forever.
Dude, I went to college with a guy who had a waterbed, and he's big boned, let's say. And there was like a party, and one of our gal friends was like needed a place to crash. She's like, "Oh yeah, go in. You can go crash in the waterbed." And then like later, he went and fell asleep in bed too. And she said when she woke up the next morning, she was like 3 feet higher than he was.
That's good.
That's really good.
I just think the logistics of a waterbed, like you accidentally sleep with like your keys in your pocket or something, you roll over and a key pokes through it, and you got. And
I don't know if I would do well with waterbed. I'm a side sleeper.
they're not very comfortable.
I move around a lot. A lot of
There was one at my cousin's
like
house growing up, and it'd be like, when you'd stay there, it'd be like, dips on the waterbed, because you think it's like cool, but like every time you instantly regret it when you just, and then every time you roll in the middle of the night, it's just like,
Yeah, they're loud. They're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They move too much, and
you gotta fill them up with water.
yeah. And what if you get a leak?
yeah, that's,
Horrible.
I eat a lot in bed too. So
Yeah. And I kind of like fall into bed a lot, and I do the grunt.
you'll
Like,
see a box of Wheat Thins out there. I fell asleep on my couch last night, and I just woke up at like 3 a.m, and the box of Wheat Thins was laying on my chest.
Wheat Thins.
I love that.
You just cut up some
Funny.
summer sausage and have
That
some
is the
Wheat
best.
Thins for a little snacky poo.
Water beds. I would say they're
I'm
they're
mixing 'em.
plateauing.
Yeah, I think they plateaued long ago. I don't think they'll ever make a comeback. But you never know with trends. You know, trends are powerful.
I've predicted the home phone makes a comeback
I think
I could see
skateboarding
that
is making
happening.
a comeback.
because people want to be more unplugged. So I can be like,
Yes.
oh, I live in Bozeman now. Got rid of my cell phone. My name is Parabola. Me and my wife, Avocado Toast,
Yeah.
are doing really well.
Did you want to go for a hike and pick some fresh granola with us later?
Who is that guy?
Oh, I don't know.
That one Matt Lyons,
Yeah,
who's
there
like,
you go.
he's so funny. He's like guys that play spike ball. He's like, what's up? My name's Duke Nukem.
I don't know if I've ever played spike ball.
It's surprisingly harder.
I got invited into a cornhole league the other day, so I
Oh,
just
wow.
deleted that person.
we should
off
start
of
playing.
social media.
Did you guys ever play Foursquare?
Okay, Foursquare.
Oh, all the time. I'm a killer at that game.
So I bought this thing for $250, like 3 years ago. It's sitting in my garage. You walk by it right before the steps every time.
What is it?
It's a Foursquare, but it's volleyball.
Okay, now we're talking.
And then
I thought you were saying you bought a $250 Foursquare set. I'm like, dude, it's duct tape and/or spray paint.
it's
and a
usually just the
kickball.
lines on your driveway. It's like
That too.
Yeah.
That too.
But yeah, Foursquare is awesome. And I think this volleyball one that I paid an insane. The dumb part is I got it right when that thing came out, and like within 3 months, it's now you can get it for like $19.99.
Wow.
Okay,
Talk about
if
a
you had
market.
to join a recreational sport league, and it can be indoor or outdoor,
Not
what
bowling.
would it be?
I want to play kickball.
Kickball does sound pretty sweet. You know what we should start? Bocce ball.
Ooh, bocce ball's so fun.
Oh, I love bocce
Norwegian
ball.
golf? Ladder golf?
Yeah.
Not a fun game.
I also love just whipping the golf balls at people.
Yeah, that is pretty fun.
That is
I
fun.
feel like David and Goliath.
Yeah.
Well, I told Joe this last night. I played it on a bachelor party where you had to stand right next to it with a drink in your hand, and you could not move, and you would just get drilled by these. Like we were like guys came out with black eyes, and like it was so fun though, because you'd just be like, and then it would just dunk right in the head.
I wouldn't even shoot for points. I
Oh,
would just,
it got to the point where like people were just like,
Crazy, dude. Fun game. Not.
or you'd throw it too hard and it would just break the thing because we got a really cheap one from Walmart and then just threw it into the river at the end of the trip.
Have you guys ever played Monopoly?
yes.
So fun.
Monopoly could be like a Monopoly league, but you do it on like Sundays because it takes freaking 12 hours to play.
I like
if you play the way that the first person to go bankrupt, then the game's done, and then you count up all your assets and whoever has the most. That's the way to do it because it's like an
That's
hour,
smart.
hour and a half. I actually have a Monopoly set in my trunk of my car just in case I ever run into it, but no one ever wants to play Monopoly when I have the
That's
idea.
gonna get a flat tire, and somebody's gonna pull over on the side of the road to help him. Be like, "Do you have a jack or anything?" He's like, "Nope, I got Monopoly."
I want to.
though."
I want to go. I want to go through like do a YouTube like video of like everything that's in my trunk of my car, because it is stuff that no one in this world would ever need.
Now, did your Subaru Legacy come with a dental dam, or how did that work?
It came with a fleet of lesbians.
Nice.
Dude, I think my car literally has,
A vagina.
dude, it's got a DEF fluid container because for some reason I always have DEF on me when I have a car, when I'm in town, because you never know when you're going to need DEF. If you're working on the ranch, diesel exhaust fluid.
Oh, yeah.
And then I have
Totally.
my.
I was like, your car can't hear?
tap fluid. That's good. Then I have my Smile Hair Clinic neck pillow that I got after my transplant surgery. That's still back
Looks
there.
great.
Thank you.
You look great.
I did get a hair transplant.
I was
Where did
thinking
they
about
take it
doing
from?
it.
Your ass?
Don't they just take it from the side of your head?
No,
Did they?
So they like realistically they take it from like the back and the sides, nothing up above here, because typically you're replacing this hair or lack thereof with the hair back here. So it's called FUE, follicular unit extraction. They take individual follicle grafts.
Not to be confused with vehicular manslaughter.
You know so many terms you've been dropping on
Yeah.
us.
Dude, I
stick it to the moniosis.
Meiosis, yeah. That is
Do you know what
a bad disease.
the actual disease is called for Lou Gehrig's disease?
Yes, I do. ALS.
Audioatonic syrup.
Matt, Audio Tonic is the software we use for the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, I don't know how to say. I just know
Audio,
ALS.
audiotrophic.
That's a horrible disease too,
Yeah.
man. Freaking A.
Do you remember the ice bucket challenge? And when they're like, I know,
Yes.
we'll bring awareness. And like, I'm pretty sure everyone knows. Like, it's like, why not just donate money to it instead of just like.
It was a act of virility, I feel like, because it obviously went viral, and then all these people. So it did work, but you could have done. It was almost like you think about Bike to Believe when we biked across we biked down a. You have to do something that is like catching.
Yeah.
And people hadn't been doing that for a long time. We actually had a cold plunge at that. Plunge for EB, that Nashville show we did at the nighttime for epidermolysis bullosa. Horrible disease, I will say that. It's really bad. We had a gal, her name was Sam, SAMMM.
Oh, God.
No, dude. Bro. So she performed a song that she wrote with us, and we backed her on stage right before we were going to play. She was so good. It was like one of the most powerful things I've ever had on stage, honestly, to get to, because the whole show was a fundraiser for that disease that she had, and she's like one of the older people that has it, her kind of EB. And after the show, they were essentially giving away a cold plunge, like a big ice bath, and guess who won it? The Iceman, Ice Bath King himself, me, dude. So
It's kind of rigged.
Dude, it kind of is, right? But this thing is huge. We had to put it in the trailer. Thank God we did. We barely had enough room for all our gear because we're hauling around this freaking...
Where is it now?
My rental house in Bismarck that I'm staying at because I moved
You
out
got
of my
it.
mom and dad's.
Nice.
You got it to Bismarck?
Yeah, got it to Bismarck.
That's
What if you
amazing.
just left a bunch of your equipment behind so you could bring your cold plunge?
Yeah, we're
Now,
going
does
to
it come with an ice maker?
Mark's
or-
like,
No, I
Mark's
wish.
So
like,
it's just a
where-
feeding trough.
Essentially, but it's really nice. It's insulated. It's huge. It's sturdy. You can keep it outside. Cold weather, North Dakota.
Well, I'm
it doesn't
coming
matter.
over for an ice plunge.
I love ice baths.
I'll bring the ice.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
3 minutes. We're going to get that baby down to 38 degrees. I don't think there's any use going lower.
Gonna get my little pecker down to 3 millimeters.
I don't think
That
mine
happens.
Mine can't get any smaller.
Oh, bull crap. I see that bulge coming from a mile away.
No, that EP reminds me.
So gross. I can't
you know,
believe I just said that.
One time I went to the doctor, and the doctor, I was getting tested for a few things, and the doctor came back and said, "Well, do you want the good news or the bad news?" And I said, "Give me the good news first." And he said, "Well, we're naming a disease after you." God, I'm on one. I should just isolate myself more often,
Yeah. You should.
Screw social interaction.
You need it, though. We're social
know,
creatures, especially you guys.
Yeah.
You are social creatures.
Need to hop back on that pogo stick,
Have you guys? Did you guys ever have a pogo stick as
Yes,
kids?
and I was so good. I could go for hours.
I could do. I remember I would like first milestone. You got to like 100, and then I think I could go for literally. But my knees would always hit, and so I'd get huge ass bruises in between my on the sides of my knees.
Wow.
Did your Subaru Legacy come with a pogo stick too?
Yeah, but that's fully up my asshole right now.
Just a strap-on dildo,
Oh my god.
welded on there.
Yeah.
My windshield wipers just don't work now, so that's fun.
Well, if you
sucks.
quit sticking them up your ass, it'll probably help.
Well, for a while, only one.
Yeah.
Jordan and I were driving to the rain, and he's like, "You're gonna use your windshield wipers?" I'm like, "Oh yeah," I hit it, and only one goes.
Yeah, and he had an inch of tree sap on his windshield as is.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah,
that is funny.
I can't see anything.
Oh man, that is good. Well, Joe, I don't know. We could talk for a long time. I guess we could a little bit longer here, but what's going on? You know, you DJing a few times.
Yeah, I'm actually DJing this upcoming week over my birthday at the Drink.
Is your
It's
birthday
like a
on
DJ
Friday?
Friday, yeah.
Okay.
It's like a DJ one-man band show. So I have like my turntables, and then I have like guitars and a drum pad.
Need me to run security again?
Yes, honestly, if you would, I would love that.
I'll do it. It's your birthday.
Go to a gas station and buy one of those security hats.
I'm gonna order you one.
At those gas
Dude,
stations?
I'm gonna order
You
you.
gonna be here in time?
I'm ordering you a security
Guys, I
outfit.
know a
Am-
store we can go to. We
Amazon.
don't need to order anything.
Okay,
Ask-
cool.
Support local.
Hodgepodge.
Ask Jeeves it.
Yeah. No, it's good. I've been doing that. It's fun. It's just like a fun way to supplement my income and also like do what I want to be doing in life.
Well, it's sweet to know all the technicalities behind your sound and just knowing all that.
Yeah, you know all of it. You've seen it happen literally right there in the
I have no idea what's going on, but I've seen it.
Yeah. It's
like me watching Harry Potter. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I'm watching.
It's just a lot easier when you understand just the structure of a song, BPM, key, even like the time signature. And then if you sort of not understand, but feel like the different energies each song have, you know, essentially DJ controller for what I do, not for what everyone does, but it's just like a tool to like transition more seamlessly between those things. And then, I just pick up my electric or my acoustic or my mandolin, my drum pad, and I do some sing stuff, and it's fun.
You know, borrow my bongos.
Honestly, yeah, I would love to. If you have like nice bongos, I'll take them.
I don't know if they're nice. I got them from a garage.
Yeah, we'll
sale.
keep them in the studio.
I got a 3-string ukulele.
Oh, wow.
It was marked for $10 at a garage sale, and I said, "Hey, would you do 5?" And the guy said, "Let's do 2."
That's good.
And
Negotiating 101.
and it was
It's a good
in
sport.
and it was in Mandan, so I was like, Mandan math.
Just pay with pesos over there.
We used to get pretty creative going to garage sales. Like what you do is you look around and you see something, and then you be like, I don't want to pay $25.
Don't bring it up with you. Mm-hmm. You point at it from across the garage. Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
That one.
Yeah.
But then you're like, would you do, like, it was like a $25 jersey, and I'm like, would you do 11? And they're like, what about like 20? And it's like, I only have $11, so that's fine. And they're like, we'll take 11. And it's like, in my other pocket, I have like $380.
You guys remember dollar stores back in the day?
Now it's $1.25.
Yeah, but the dollar stores, when they were
unreal.
$1, but $1.06 when tax was applied. My uncle used to go to the dollar store when he was in his 20s, and he'd grab just random things and find the person working, and he'd go, "Hey, how much does this cost?" She'd go, $1. He'd go, "You gotta be kidding me." Then he'd find something else. "Hey, how about this?" She'd go, "It's $1." "No way." And he'd spend 30 minutes doing this until he would eventually get kicked out.
And he's no longer allowed in any of the Dollar Trees in the greater North America.
Yeah, it's very funny. One more little quick anecdote. My aunt, Kim,
Back to Aunt Kim.
did you make like a dog and ruff again? Whatever.
Aunt
She
Kim
used to
is
live,
popular.
dude. She used to live adjacent. Her backyard she shared with a funeral home in town.
Oh.
And the owner of, I'm not going to name names, no shout outs.
New, especially not for a funeral.
Yeah.
This episode of No Brains, No Headache is brought to you by Tim's Funeral Home. If your loved one kicks the bucket.
Or the stool from underneath them.
So she'd, the owner.
Made like Aaron Hernandez.
The face.
Guys, May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah.
Show some respect.
Yeah.
I thought that was September.
Well, I think that's 9/11.
We're all screwed up.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No.
That's
we're all-
9/11.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so Kim.
Kim, she'd be just outside doing God knows what, and the the owner and the face of this. It's funny that like a lot of funeral homes have like a face. You know, that's always been weird to me. But so the
It's
owner
a
and
little
the face,
pale.
yeah, a little pale, a little stiff.
Yeah.
So she'd go, "Hey, how's business going?" He'd be mowing his lawn. She'd be screaming. He'd stop us more. She'd go, "Hey, how's business going? I hear it's dead." Oh, it's good. She's funny.
Oh man.
Yeah. Anyways,
That's good.
Yeah, you could say something about like hitting a deadline or something.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of. I might write that down. That's good. The funeral home joke.
yeah.
That's not sex, not drugs, not rock and roll.
Yeah, and it's
What-
not even topical. No,
What if when
you know?
they embalmed you, you asked them to give you a boner? So you're sitting in your coffin just with a rock hard bone.
Oh
down.
man, we can't close the casket on this particular man. He had a weird request.
Like Mr. Deeds' uncle.
Oh yeah,
Rips his
yeah.
off.
I love that movie,
Oh, it's so good.
Mr. Deetsy.
You know, I
I'd
don't
like
need to
to-
be dead to have rigor mortis.
I want to tie myself to a chair and burn myself with lit cigarettes, and everyone just like,
International House of Pancake owner.
or when he slides down the banister, he's like, whoa, 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 and flies and just. The old, he's like, was I out or safe? And he's like,
That's fruit punch. He's got a fruit punch fountain.
Fountain. Oh,
So
that's
cool.
awesome.
you want me to change your socks?
I like feet.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that was a good
Mr.
one.
Deeds sesh.
I'm sweating a little.
Check out Raynes at
Yeah.
Raynes Music on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter.
What are the
Threads.
near future plans right now?
We're playing a show June 1st. It's called Spirit Fest. It's in Bismarck. It's right outside of the Bismarck Cathedral. Totally free and open to the public. They're also having free beer there, although, you know, there is a free will donation. So if you feel like giving some money, they sure appreciate that. Come on out. We're having a full band. We're playing mostly all original Raynes stuff.
Nice.
When you
it's
say
gonna
full
be-
band, does that mean
There's gonna be a drummer there.
Okay.
Yeah, who's honestly kick ass. So you got to come out June 1st. We start at 9 p.m. But you can't miss the opener. So Asher's opening. It's gonna be great,
they're gonna have some baked beans there as well?
dude. There's like food there.
What if you were
There's,
just
like,
eating baked beans
No.
on stage?
yeah, dude. There's free beer. I mean, come on, and it's a free concert. So come on out. You gotta do that. We're putting on a bunch of music. Excuse me, them beans.
Yeah.
Beans, how much of a fruit? Anyways, yeah. So we're putting out a bunch of music this year. It's super exciting. A lot of fun stuff kind of on the horizon. We finally got a really good booking agent that's booking original Raynes shows. So I see a nice fall tour coming up in the future. And
Nice.
yeah, more music, more everything from Raynes.
Right on. Well, yeah, congratulations to you guys. Thank you so much for continuing to be one of our good friends and supporters.
Absolutely. I love you guys.
Joe,
Yeah.
you're welcome anytime you want to.
I'd like to do actually like I want to do an episode with you guys, but like let's really go deep in the weeds on some like stuff like quantum mechanics and physics and like, you know, let's get deep. Let's talk about something like super
conspiracy theories.
that too. Anything. Let's just go deep. I wish I could talk better.
Michelle Obama's a dude. Michael
I really
Obama.
don't think she is. Yeah, that's funny. But no, I'd like to do
Hey,
like
my name's Michelle.
something very, you know, let's really talk about something like interesting. We should do that one of these times.
Hey, we'll be here because we have been for 200 episodes now.
That's a huge feat, man.
Yeah,
That's huge.
So thank you for being here
Yeah.
for the big episode. Joe has joined us back
Almost
August
half years
27th, 2020.
Yeah. So
on
First time.
episode 15. That's when things really kind of skyrocketed for Matt and I, and we thought we had something here. We were wrong, but you know, so that gave us a little bit of hope. But yeah, good to have Joe Berger here with us, a member of Raynes, also just a good friend of the show. Matt, what do we have coming up? Big week, open mic night at Gideon's Brewing, Wednesday at 8. You have a show coming up, right? Are you doing that one?
I don't know if I'm doing it yet. So,
Just act as if you are.
so
Who
I
cares?
maybe Thursday at Jimmy V's. Doors at a $10 cover charge. You get to see a couple touring comedians and me up there, possibly just.
Matt doesn't have a good booking agent.
Why
so he
don't you want to do it? Or, like, is it up in the air?
I haven't got an answer back. He's like, "Do you want to do it?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm game." And then I just haven't
Follow
heard it.
up.
Yeah, I mean, I did.
Yeah, do it again. You should be on that show.
Yeah,
That's funny. Jordan's funny.
yeah. So, and then
we'll be at the drink this weekend to watch
Yep.
Joe. Be there for your birthday. I'll be running security.
Yep, with the security outfit from
I'm really
Hodgepodge.
excited about that, actually.
Me too.
I'm like very excited
with
about
the
it.
nipples cut out.
It's like, yeah, Jordan decided to gang tackle a few innocent
You should wear
bystanders.
a mesh tank top, a yellow mesh tank top, like that one guy in 51st States, the brother used to wear
Yes,
the lip,
yes.
the mesh tank top.
Rudy?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm all week. I'm going to go ham on the biceps.
Who does he tell when he goes? He's like, "Oh, Cynthia, you haven't seen me since high school. A lot of things have changed."
Oh, it's good. Check these guys out right here.
Yeah,
Funny
you can
comedians.
follow us on social media. No brains, no headache. You
Or
can-
Matty Applesauce. He's wearing the shirt.
Yep.
You can follow him personally. You can follow me, Jordan Von Weichel. Show season's a little dead right now, but
Yeah.
that's okay. We have some stuff we're planning, actually. I had a really good meeting last week. Joe will tell you about it after we get done recording here. But Matt and I are really excited to figure out the logistics. Once we get some papers signed and, some T's and C's figured out, we will definitely let you know. But it's going to be one of the biggest projects we have done to this point. So I'm really excited about that. 200 episodes. Take your pick. Make sure you're subscribing. 4 years. Holy cow. Oh, Friday, May 24th. If you're in the Bismarck Mandan area, you want to come party with us, come out. We're going to celebrate 4 years, 7 o'clock, Jimmy V's. That seems to be our spot. If you come say hi, we'll buy you a drink. If you're cute, Matt will buy you a second one. And we're really excited about that. Anything else, Matt, that I forgot? I'm talking a lot right now. I feel like I shouldn't stop because it feels good to keep going. But at the same time, I'm kind of lost.
I'm going to say, go ahead and shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Let's get out of here.
I got a call with colitis.
This a free.
Next up, 201.
This a freestyle off the top of the dome. Here we go. And I do it again, 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 again.